Here we go. Eat here now, all shuttered. This is BS. This is BS. Space for rent. Alright. Well, there's a casualty of COVID-19 right there. Okay. Alright, madame. We are more closed up small business, decimated. Yeah, Andy Cuomo says they're non-essential. Now, in the interview Tucker had with the gentleman, his name is Peter Elliott, he's run his business, he said, for 40 years. He says, I am not going to destroy my business of 40 years because of what Andy Cuomo tells me. And he's opened up his doors. He says, I noticed that liquor stores were open and considered essential, but I am not. I'm not essential. Well, that's outrageous. A lot of people not wearing masks. That's also bullshit. So this gentleman, this hero in my mind, who opened up his store, store for rent, everything's shuttered, lots of things shuttered, out of business, Lush, handmade cosmetics, bagel store. So he noticed that liquor stores were open, considered essential, but his dress shop or his suit shop, it's more like suits for men, not considered essential, according to Andy Cuomo. Andy Cuomo is violating the Bible. The Bible says that men must work by the sweat of their brow. That is our fate. It is our fate from, I believe, because of our sin, eating from, here's Bloomies, our sin of eating from the tree of knowledge. Our sin, our fate, is we must live. Men must live by the sweat of their brow. We must work. Work is necessary. Okay? And who is Andy Cuomo? To say a man cannot live by the sweat of his brow. Who is Andy Cuomo? Somebody tell me? Who is this guy? This is unconstitutional. This is unbiblical. All right. So on with the story. So Tucker says, well, what happened when the police came? Yes, the police did come. The police said, you're open. What are you doing open? You're non-essential. I don't know if they said that. But Mr. Elliott's just said that the police came. The police came and they asked him, because I guess they had some kind of clue, or maybe they were told. They said, were you in the service? Were you in the service? And he goes, yes, I was. And they said, I commend you. I salute you for being in the service. And Mr. Elliott turned around and he said, well, I salute you, gentlemen, for your service to the community. And that was it. And that was it. The police left, and that was that. Now, boy, the follow-up story certainly should be, are these police officers going to be reprimanded for letting them off the hook? Also, the next part of the story would be, are other retailers going to do the same thing? And that is what I hope. Retailers need to be up in arms. They need to be bombarding the office of Cuomo, Andy Cuomo, the governor, with letters, or worse. I don't know. No, letters to tell him that it is not okay to put us all out of business. Retailers need to get on the horn. They need to get out their fancy pens and letter writing stationery and get those letters out to Andy Cuomo up in Albany, New York City. New York, not New York City, New York. All right, here we are. Where are we now? 52nd Street, okay. Yep. Some tall buildings around here. Yep, we got a lot of homeless out on the street. Somebody give these guys a job. Yeah, well, when you're destroying small business that produces like 60-70% of all the jobs in America, if you decimate them, so obviously you're going to have mass unemployment. The latest news is that 25% of all working people, 25% of working people have signed up for unemployment. Isn't that lovely? I mean, honest to God, I mean, I don't need, I mean, there's so many doctors. There's Dr. Erickson now. Hopefully he goes down in history, God bless him. Got onto YouTube, and he did he's a doctor, boots on the ground, has been living and breathing COVID-19 for months now. I've been right smack in the middle of this quote-unquote pseudo-crisis. I think he knows a few things. And he says that we need to go back to work. That this is not a crisis anymore. And in fact, what is a crisis? Here we go. All right. When I start aiming the camera, then I kind of lose my thought. No, this is not a crisis. These Dr. Erickson and his colleague, they've been living and breathing this as researchers, as doctors. They've been boots on the ground, and they say we need to get back to work. Also, we're destroying our immunity. We are destroying our immunity by quote-unquote sheltering in place, which is a prison term. No, that's not a prison term. No, that's a term that you use when somebody has a gun and is shooting up the place. Lockdown is a prison term. Yeah, American people, even people all over the world, have been in lockdown. Yeah, like prisoners go into lockdown. Now, I'm just beside myself, folks. I'm having a tough time with this. I really am. And I want to document the demise, the genocide that is taking place for small business. Now, this is Lexington Avenue. This over here, the United States Post Office. This is one of the big post offices in the city. The other one, of course, the main one is over at 8th Avenue. But this one is a classic. They don't make buildings like this anymore, folks. They do not make buildings like the post office anymore. New York City produced a lot of amazing architecture. And just, we all take it for granted. We laugh it off and everything. But it is extraordinary, the engineering that goes into all this, and the art, and the care and the pride. That kind of stuff's not here anymore, folks. We are all, it's a big bamboozle. That's what it is. We got a big bamboozle. We've got everything is. Okay, right up above us is the Chrysler Building. I can't really go look at that right now. Everything's shut down. Here is the 6 train, 7 train, S train, Grand Central Terminal, Grand Hyatt over here. All right, here we are at the great 42nd Street. There's a famous bridge yonder. Yeah. So I think they have it in their mind that they want to destroy small business. Space for rent. Let me tell you, I've lived in New York a long time. I'm going uphill, I'm getting winded. And this is absolutely unprecedented. Unprecedented. The amount of empty retail space. And if there was any boarded up buildings, it kept it discreet. Right now, the real estate industry in New York City is on its knees, all right? That's for sure. And, there's Empire State Building. All right. And I guess it doesn't care anymore. There are store for rent signs everywhere. Many, 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 many more than I have ever seen. In fact, you honestly don't see store for rent signs. The industry doesn't want, they don't want you, to know that there's a lot of stores for rent. That brings down prices. But right now they're desperate. They're absolutely desperate. They wouldn't normally do this. Shit, I'm gonna get myself killed. Hold on. Here we go. More shuttered buildings. Cleaners, Taylor, Murray Hill, 5-hour laundry. All right. You know, people take really a lot of pride in their businesses. You know, even a cleaners or laundry like that. You know, some people may say, you know, these people are just low lives or something. Listen, these people have